Hey guys, welcome to the late night episode of the Unusable Podcast. It is currently 10:18 in the late night. Definitely not like prime time television time or anything.
Not that anyone actually still watches television.
No one watches television.
I mean, y'all are
Hey, shut up. You can't talk until we have done communion.
You can't
What?
treat your guests like this.
Since when was that a rule?
Since we had Katie on the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This is a rule. Gabe, would you like to pray over our chocolate milk and Milanos, which I'm pretty sure is the body of Christ?
Because Seth is not here because he'd rather canoodle his wife.
Yep. And he is now a liberal because of it.
Yeah, he's a liberal.
Because he's not here.
So he's Catholic and liberal.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have hot dogs anymore because that's meat, and he's not allowed to eat meat because he's a liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a vegan now too.
Can he have fish on Fridays like the other Catholics?
I think that's okay.
Would you like to pray?
Yeah, anyways, dear God, thank you for sending your son to pay the ultimate sacrifice for us and delivering us from evil. And thank you for raising him back from the dead. Because otherwise, his death wouldn't mean anything. So yeah, thank you for that. And we're going to now partake of the Milano's body of Christ and the chocolate milk.
Dipped your body inside, so did I. Your body in the blood.
Well, of course.
For some denominations do that.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. Pepperidge Farm's body of Christ is the best Photoshop waiting to be made. Pepperidge Farm body of Christ. Someone make that right now.
Let's do that.
Hey, Pepperidge Farm, I know that we're not necessarily woke or Gucci or whatever else you want to call it, but we would like to be sponsored. We're going to wait for a response because we're actually expecting you to respond to us because we're important.
Mm-hmm.
And we recognize how important you are.
Yep. So, we have my sister Kylie with us, replacing Seth. You can now talk.
Thank you.
Yeah. Seth wasn't here because it's too late for him because he goes to bed at like 9.
Because he's an old man that's younger than me.
Yeah. Old man / little baby boy / lame-o / your mom.
/ minus hot dog. But yeah, so Seth is an old man that's established. Yep. Here's the thing. It's not like he has to wake up early to do anything because
Seth is currently unemployed.
Yeah.
Yes.
His last job literally died on him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Grandpa Joe.
It's kind of terrible, but yeah, it wasn't a bad thing.
Go. He was like 89. He was ready to go.
Sorry. Yes, he was ready to go.
You can move that.
I know. It was just in my way, and I was eating the cookie, and I didn't want to chew in the microphone.
Oh, no. We want all the chewing noises.
That's nasty. This is why I don't listen to your podcast.
That's why.
Yeah. Never mind that I don't listen to anybody's podcast.
So, warning to all the viewers that are currently listening and not viewing because we don't really have anything to show you. Yeah, we masticate on this podcast.
Which sounds dirtier than it is.
Yes. Masticating is chewing. The act of chewing. That's what it is.
Yep.
So get your minds out of the gutter.
Yeah. You sinners.
You could keep it there, but it's just not a good idea. It's not good for your health.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Scientifically proven that it's not good for your health. And it's a sin.
Is it bad for your colon?
That depends on how far you're in the gutter you are, but that's a different conversation.
Sorry, Nickelodeon cartoons from the early 2000s just are invasive thoughts now.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's hard to have a normal conversation with someone without immediately having a SpongeBob quote ready as a response.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That one was Fairly Odd Parents, if anyone caught it.
Yeah. So this week, this Sunday, today, Josiah, our associate pastor Josiah, gave the message. And so this week we're going to be asking him questions. Kylie, I hope you prepared a question for him.
This is the second podcast in a row that we're asking questions, because this is the second time in a row he's done church. I think that he's usurping Josh.
I don't know about that.
Or Josh is just tired. Like, dude,
could be that. He does have like
he was
a lot
coffee
of children
today. He was all coughing.
Oh, he has 4. That's not a lot.
Are you sure he has 4? Because it seems like he has 6.
I mean, sometimes it seems like it. But it's just that they're all little. So they're 7 and
so
under.
like they just move so fast that they kind of multiply.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So today after church, we went to eat Italian, right? And Josh is sitting in between his wife and his baby, who's in a high chair. And he leans over across the table to say something to Lena, who was choking at the time. She was okay. But he like leans over, and then the baby leans over too and starts yelling. It was like Josiah caught it. And he was just like, well, like father, like daughter. It was just like one of those shows where like one person goes and the other person does the same thing. And I'm doing a visual, even though none of you can see me, except for people in the room.
Yeah. Basically, it would have sounded like this.
And then,
yeah.
Ah! That was the baby noise.
Yeah.
She's very talkative, too.
She's very talkative.
Like,
she's
it'll be like in the middle of a sermon. Like, middle of sermon, and she just goes, ah!
I think she wants to help her dad preach.
Yeah, it's like she's not upset or crying or anything. She just wants to talk.
Yes, she's like blah 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 blah.
Which apparently I was to our pastor when I was a little baby.
Apparently,
I
yes.
was.
I don't remember.
Talkative. At least that's what Mom says. Which we gotta get Mom on the podcast at some point because she's got some amazing stories.
I'm pretty sure that's a Christmas special, right?
That might be good.
Is that what we decided? Sure.
We talked about it. I don't know if we decided on it.
We'll have a bunch of people on the podcast over the holidays, so just get ready.
It's going to be like a 5-hour-long podcast, so you guys better like...
I was thinking more like 5 podcasts, and then we take a break.
Yeah.
Over January. Yeah. Anyway.
Are we doing that on Christmas Eve or Christmas Adam?
We'll figure that out. Christmas, and now that's something we can talk about.
Yeah.
Our family has added an extra holiday.
Okay, it's not just us though. I've seen it all over the internet too. Christmas Adam.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure that's where we got it from.
No, here's the thing. It started out with like us calling it like Thanksgiving Adam or something, right?
No.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve, or we did something like that, and then it developed into us saying, "Oh, if there's a Christmas Eve, there must be a Christmas Adam that comes before."
Pretty sure it did not originate from us.
No, it didn't originate from us, but it's not like we got it from the internet when we came up with it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we came up with that we didn't get from the internet, and then we found out later is a real thing.
I don't remember.
But we're still unsure about Asian Day. I don't think that's a normal thing.
Asian Day is completely unique. Asian Day is this day where you celebrate Asian culture, which we don't have any Asian DNA that we know of.
None.
So, we just want to celebrate Asian culture because we love their culture, and so we get Asian food, and we do our best to recreate authentic Asian food or a meal using authentic Asian ingredients.
Did we do beef bulgogi last time? Was that last year?
Yes. Beef bulgogi and like Hawaiian fried rice.
This
That's what we
sounds so
had. It
good.
was so good.
Maybe we should do it again. But we should find an actual recipe for it because the bulgogi was not gluten free. We have people with
Oh, yeah, it
allergies.
was lame. It also wasn't very good either. It's
Thought
kind
it
of
was pretty
chewy.
good. It's supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be that chewy.
You know,
Maybe we undercooked it.
it could have been. I mean, I don't cook regularly, but I cooked that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. That was good. So we do that on the day before or day after a major holiday. So usually for Christmas, excuse me, this chocolate milk is making me burp. It's usually like the day after Christmas we'll do Asian Day. And then usually we do it on Black Friday, but we have done it the day before Thanksgiving. But we do it on Black Friday because that's usually when the women who normally cook, first they're tired from Thanksgiving and also they're shopping all day. And so they don't want to cook. So us kids cook and we make Asian food because we can.
yeah, we haven't been doing much Black Friday shopping though lately because it's been lame lately. We've been doing it all online.
Yeah, mainly
It's like
online.
the last 2 years of Black Friday shopping, which granted the unmentionable like I don't know, disaster of the world
Yes.
has quote unquote limited that because of I don't know, mysterious
Which
reasons.
sucks because I started making money last year and Black Friday last year was so lame.
It
It's
was
the first time that I could go and I could like spend a lot of money, and the only thing we did was we went to Best Buy and I bought an Oculus Quest.
But so last year I was also working at Cabela's and I actually worked a Black Friday, which I thought would be terrible. It was actually a lot of fun because it's almost like a video game trying to get a high score because you're like constantly being like, all right, let's see how fast I can do and not mess up.
Nice.
And so, but here's the thing. The biggest selling item on Black Friday at Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops, at least from my experience, was hoodies. Because they were like $10 a pop.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm getting
yeah,
myself
people
a
were like
hoodie.
just going in there with like $100, buying like 10 hoodies or like buying 20 hoodies, 30 hoodies, just because it's like, oh, a hoodie. That's a great Christmas gift. Because someone could be like, oh, great, a hoodie. I got another hoodie.
That's a joke. I got a hoodie for Christmas, and then I got 2 hoodies, I believe, and then I pulled out a beanie hat, and I said, "In a hoodie." And Katie, Seth's wife, immediately goes, "In a hoodie, in a hoodie, in a hoodie."
And then Sarah, Gabe's mom, did it. So.
Yes. And then that was just every time someone opened something, it's like, "Great, you got a hoodie."
Unless it was a hoodie, then it was something else.
Then it's pants. Oh, you got pants. Nice. Yeah. Anyway, we need to ask Josiah some questions because we are 15 minutes in and he doesn't listen much farther than this. So, no, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding, Josiah. It's Josh who doesn't listen that far. Anyway.
Look, I think we're at
I'm
least
joking.
more entertaining
Hey,
this go
at
around.
least
Maybe
they
we should
listen.
start doing this at night.
Maybe I honestly think we should. Anyway, my question for Josiah is, how do you get such a luscious mustache? Please tell me. I'm working on it, but I need some tips. So please tell me.
That
Thank
is
you.
an excellent question, sir.
Yes, Gabe.
Josiah, how did you come to realize what you preferred to carry on your daily, like, EDC carry? Like, how did you decide these are the items that I need to have
Yeah.
on my person?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so I don't have a question. Hold on.
It
I'm
doesn't have to be a real question.
Right, no, I know, but I can't even think of a fake one, right? Oh, wait. If you could only have one sushi roll for the rest of your life, what kind of sushi roll would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. Can we answer that real quick?
I know
I
what
want
I'd
to answer
want.
that. I think I want a I want it fried. I want tempura fried. I think I want like a spicy crab
Mm.
roll with like all the fixins and just a massive roll, deep fried. Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay, so this is what I'd want. It has to be fresh. It has to be done well.
Hmm.
But it has to be just a very simplistic tuna roll.
I like tuna rolls.
I love raw tuna. It tastes amazing.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that disagree, you probably just don't like fish. So
So I'm weird. I like raw fish. I do not like cooked fish very much. But you skip the cooking part, put it on some rice with some seaweed, and I'm sold. So I don't know what's up with that. But
What- what would you get?
so I was going to say the Sex in the City, but only if the waitress comes and goes, yeah, okay, 2 Sex in the City, like really loud for the whole restaurant to hear and embarrass people at the table. Yes. That.
Which I think you can look up what's in a Sex in the City roll.
I honestly don't know. I didn't even get it that day.
No, but it's good. I had one. It
I
is
did
deep
try it,
fried.
I think. Yeah.
Honestly, I'll
That'd
take
be
one of
good.
those. They're pretty good. I just don't like bell pepper in my roll, and I'm pretty sure I had bell pepper.
Like bell pepper. It is different
Anyway,
in a sushi roll.
I have some topics, but I'm pretty sure they're all pretty small, so I'm just gonna run through my topics real quick. First thing, last Monday I was at library doing Bible study with my friends, and I saw on the screen at the library they were advertising like this get together thing, and it was called K-pop and cake pops.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
No.
Yes. Okay.
How did
guys.
How did I know that Kylie would be down for K-pop and cake pops?
Okay, but guys, just because of all the weeaboos, you don't have to be like, oh, or actually Koreaboos, whatever they call them. You don't have to be like, oh, this, you can't like K-pop because then you're a Koreaboo. It's not there. It's actually, there's some good music in there. Just give it a chance. You don't have to be crazy about it. Just-
Says the girl who watches Korean dramas.
You know what? Yeah,
Well-
those are great.
They aren't bad. No, they're pretty good.
not that anyone asked for my 2 cents, but when I was doing like construction work, there's a constant like Hispanic Nacho Libre music going on, which I know that
Like
What?
mariachi?
yeah, it's just constant mariachi, constant like stuff like that, which that's great when I'm sitting down eating a taco at a Mexican restaurant, but when I'm working, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear
that's
rap.
fair.
I don't want to like the only music I'd be okay with listening to is rock and roll. So here's the thing. K-pop I'm okay with. But it's not something that I'd want to listen to, like, for example, at work.
Yeah, so
But-
basically,
I have a coworker that has been playing Japanese jazz at
Cool.
work lately.
what?
That
And
sounds
he
fun.
plays it a lot. And for whatever reason, doing leather work and listening to Japanese jazz, it just fits.
You
I'm
need
fine
to
with it.
send me some stuff, some Japanese, some artists or whatever. Because I've heard of Japanese jazz and I heard it's good. I just never listened to it.
It is so good.
I have, if you're doing like manly lifting work, I have a genre for you.
Is it K-pop?
It's not K-pop. It is Viking throat singing.
Yes.
Viking throat singing.
Yes, it is quite different from Mongolian throat
It's so
singing.
good.
It's
It's
good.
so good.
Sometimes it's really weird and creepy and scary.
Yeah, sometimes you have to actually like skip a song because it's too creepy.
You see, I don't
Yeah.
mind creepy things. It's whenever things get to points where it's like,
Well, the problem is that it's usually like recreating some like witch chant,
yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if it's something like
and
that.
it's
I'm
like,
nope.
"Ooh."
But there's a girl on YouTube I found, and none of her stuff is creepy. It's just good.
That's cool.
So-
So anyway, I think the K-pop thing was you listen to K-pop while you decorate cake pops.
Oh, But then you eat the cake pops, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I saw something at work. This is something that I found hilarious. I wish Katie was here because she could make fun of her brother. But I saw two kids who were unironically wearing like shorts, t-shirt, and a fedora.
That's like epic.
Unironically.
Oh no.
And they were like tall and skinny, and it reminded me a lot of Katie's brother.
Oh dear.
Which, except not the leather jacket, because look, I know you might be listening to this, Philip, and I know we're like brothers now, but it's weird, bro, and I don't blame people from being creeped out by you. You're pretty
Wow.
cool though.
See, sitting down with Philip, one on like just in a small setting and just talking about stuff, is kind of fun.
Yeah,
Because
No.
Philip does have unique views on things. I
Yeah, he
don't
does.
agree with all of the things that he thinks about, but there's some things where it's like, okay, yeah, that's normal.
Anyway, I saw that and it was so unfashionable. I was just like going out to like go to the bathroom, and I look over my shoulder and I see them, and I'm just like, what are you doing with your life? It is the year of our Lord 2022, and you are wearing a fedora with just like regular day clothes. You look like you work at a Walmart and you just didn't have a place to put your hat. Like,
For
it's so bad.
For whatever reason, that reminded me of the guy who tried to flirt with me in the comic book shop.
Yes. Oh my god.
He wasn't wearing a fedora, but he was definitely a walking fedora.
Yeah, he was a neckbeard.
Yeah.
He was definitely
big
the
old
milady
neckbeard.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just innocently looking at the Doctor Who stuff because I was going through my Doctor Who obsession phase, which, I mean, who doesn't go through a Doctor Who phase?
Especially in 2014.
Yeah, people were nuts. But, I was just looking at the stuff, and he just starts talking to me like, oh, can't wait for the next season. I wonder who, whatever her name was, is from Game of Thrones, is going to play. And I was just like, yeah, cool. Stop talking to me. And
Dude, me and Seth were doing laps around the aisle because it was a pretty small, like, little aisle. So we were just doing laps around it, checking up on you, waiting for this guy to make a bad move so we could just pummel him into the ground because we knew, Seth knew the owner, like, pretty well. Like, they used to go there all the time. And so they knew the owner pretty well. And so they knew they could just get away with pummeling this guy to the ground if he made one wrong move. And we were ready. I was like 9, and I was about ready to just destroy this dude. It's like
While
probably
we're kind of on this topic,
30-year-old.
I'm gonna just mention how the concentration of just straight up weirdos in this region of the country
Yeah.
is absurdly high.
it is.
I really don't know why.
And this is why I'm single.
Yep.
That's probably why I'll
Pretty
remain
much.
single for longer than I want.
Nah, the girls are
The girls are pretty normal.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that, and then I've thought of many examples of the not normal ones, but there's some normal girls. It's
Yeah,
the
there's
guys
normal
are
ones.
all, I
Yeah,
don't know, missing teeth and
The guys
weird.
and men here are just. I don't know where they come from. I don't know if they like crawled out of a cave or something, but they're just
Yeah.
they're
Oh.
just off.
They're actually the souls of Civil War the soldiers that died that just reincarnated and crawled out of.
Well,
But
I was
Civil War
gonna
not
cave.
the
say,
good soldiers, the dumb ones who died by doing something stupid.
Yeah, the
Like
ones
shooting
that died because
themselves.
they were running directly in front of a cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
I could tell online dating stories.
Either that or they're homunculus,
What?
just like made in a lab without using human
Oh.
tissue. And
Yeah.
stuff.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like just fully.
So it's like a
synthetic human.
horse and like a pig.
No, it's completely synthetic.
Oh.
Completely synthetic.
Oh my.
Apparently, that's something that, and of course, you're going to hear rumors about that kind of stuff because people have been saying that crap for decades about, oh, they're trying to make humans without using human DNA or any other animal.
Oh yeah,
thing.
I've heard that they've already got clones and they're walking among us and they're soulless and you can tell by looking into their eyes.
Well, that explains why there's so many people like that.
No,
around
they're
here.
just drug addicts.
Yeah, they're just
that's
drug
probably
addicts.
true. I have a story about that too.
Oh my gosh.
Kylie has some good stories, so
yeah.
let's let her tell her stories. Cause
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
just sort of like piggybacking off of everyone.
Before we get into that, I want to get through like 3 more things. First of all, I honestly do not remember what Josiah was talking about in the service this morning. I'm really sorry, Josiah, but I've been told it was pretty good.
He read a lot of scripture, and they all kind of like had a central theme to them. And I wrote down like as many of the scriptures as I could, so
cool.
we can just
But
go back and look.
About halfway through the service, he said, and I quote, "When I see ice cream, I want ice cream." I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah, pretty much.
And immediately the entire row that we sit on, which is like me, Seth, Gabe, Katie, Caroline, some other friends.
It's only one other person.
Yeah, Jacqueline. We pretty much the entire row immediately starts going, yeah, ice cream.
I heard that, and I was in the front row.
What's funny is that like at the front row, I think your dad was also just like, yep.
Ice cream. Yeah. And then we went and got ice cream after church.
I think most of the church did.
Yeah, I know Josiah went and got Andy's.
Nice.
He talked about. I was too full from the Italian place.
Which we went to Brahms, and while we were at Brahms, we saw a dad talking to his child, and I don't know what the child said, but for some reason the dad just goes, "Booger flavored."
Very loudly too.
Very, very loudly.
Like everyone
Booger
there,
flavored.
like everyone
Echoes
there
throughout
heard
the
it.
store. Everyone heard it.
Sounds like a
And
dad.
then we immediately all looked at each other, just like, we heard that right. You just said booger flavored.
Yeah.
So
what?
when I was little, I was at a friend's house with Trisha, our older sister, and we were playing drive-through. So I went through the drive-through. We had like one of those little plastic castle things.
Uh-huh.
I went to the window and I said I couldn't say burger, so I said I like a cheese booger. And our friend that was at the window, she was like, "Oh yeah, well I'd like a snot burger." She was like 2 or 3 years older than me. And I was
That's
like,
funny.
"What?" Because I didn't understand that I was saying it wrong.
That's funny. I saw something this week that absolutely infuriated me. Absolutely enraged my spirit. Okay? It was vile. Basically, I saw this video and they were playing this game where they name different toys.
Okay.
Like they go through all the letters of the alphabet and they name a toy, and they got to E, and this girl goes, "Etch-a-Sketch. Can you tell I'm a 90s kid?"
Oh yeah.
And so I was like,
Oh yeah.
when did Etch-a-Sketch come out? And I'm pretty here. I'll search it up right now. Alexa, when did Etch-a-Sketch come out?
The Etch-a-Sketch toy was invented in the late 1950s by André Cassans, an electrician with Lancaster Company, who named the toy L'écran magique. In 1959...
Alexa, shut up.
Okay, yeah, we got the gist
so
now.
Late 1950, I'm pretty sure it's 1959. It released the Etch-a-Sketch. So like, that is just a fundamentally wrong statement. Can you tell I'm a 90s kid? No, I can tell you're a 60s kid.
Right.
What do you mean etch a sketch? And also, this is just a thing that I realized.
Like an Etch-a-Sketch is basically a staple of most
Toys.
kids' toys when we were
Yeah.
growing up.
Like, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure they like, if you what's that movie?
Toy Story,
No, the Christmas
because it
movie.
is in it.
Yeah, it is. But that Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's also in it.
What is it called? A Christmas Story.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
don't
It is
stick
in
your eye
it.
out, kid.
That's based in the 50s,
50s, yes.
60s.
Etch a sketch. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
If you want a toy that people can tell you're a 90s kid, go
Furby.
with Light Bright.
Light Bright.
Yep.
Yeah.
Furby.
I had a
It's-
Light Bright. Oh, Furbies were creepy. We weren't allowed to
Yeah,
have
no,
those.
we were not allowed
They're
to
also
have Furbies.
annoying.
Nor did we want any.
Yeah, everybody I knew who had one, like, locked them in a closet. It was like, do not open that door. I'm not even joking.
See, but that's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah.
Just
Just buy this toy that's a demon, and you just you play the game, control the demon.
It's just childhood trauma that you grow up with, and then you have to deal with it as an adult.
Here, buy this childhood trauma for your kids.
And then like you visit your parents' house, like years down the road, and it's still there, and then you just cry yourself in the corner as a full-grown adult, and your parents are just like, "You need to get a grip."
See, our parents had lead in the paint, and we get trauma in the toys. So there.
Oh yeah.
I actually knew a family that lived in a house with lead paint,
And my
and
generation
that explains a lot
has
about their
poison
family.
in the vaccines.
Well, yeah, but that's just been a thing for a long time.
Anyway,
Okay. Supposedly.
supposedly, unconfirmed. Anyway, this is something that I've noticed about millennials. Like, they're born in the 80s, millennials. They grew up in the 90s, and they have such a pride about being a 90s kid.
No, even the ones born in the 90s still do.
Yeah, and they like don't even remember
Yeah, like
the
people
90s.
my
I'm a
age that are
90s
like,
kid.
I'm a '90s kid, and it's like, bruh, you were born in '98. You didn't even have like sentience.
Right?
I
was
You don't
born-
even remember
Yeah.
9/11. There's no way you do. If
Ooh.
you do, it's like
No.
a distant
Oh my
memory.
gosh. I knew I was old when in one of my college classes, because I went to college a little older, and the teacher asked, like, who here remembers 9/11? And like two of us raised our hands, and the other guy was older than me, and because he had gone to the military and came back for school. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, here's the thing. People will be like, yeah, I'm a 90s kid. They'll like say to me, they'll like, you probably don't even know like Adventures in Odyssey or Rugrats or I don't know, All Grown Up. I don't even know. Like other
All
like
Grown Up
90s
was a
things.
scam.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
Like-
actually early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in 2004. I remember all of those things. Like
'Cause you
they're
had
like,
great siblings.
oh, you probably don't remember like the first couple seasons of SpongeBob. I'm like, you mean the best seasons that I quote like every day?
Reruns exist.
Yeah,
That's true.
reruns exist. And there's people like, you didn't grow up with Friends. It's like, well, I saw it. I wasn't allowed to watch it, but like, I could have.
It's a lame show. Anyway, it's an
Okay, like,
overrated show.
Isn't
It's an overrated
Friends
show.
just a show about how like they all like constantly have this drama between them? Like, oh, so and so did such and such.
I
with
have
so-and-so.
absolutely no idea.
Pretty
I don't
much.
think so.
So it's so like okay.
Well, it's comedy, but
I had this conversation with John, and he's like, Friends is an evil show to watch.
of course he did.
And he's like, let
Yep.
me explain. Because they find humor in the fact that they're all like committing adultery, lying to each other, blah, blah, and like several different
No,
things.
Yeah,
no,
that's-
they're committing fornication. It's different.
Well, yeah, okay, but like basically the premises is
Yes.
let's mock sin and let's make little of Jesus' sacrifice about it. I'm like, I get where you're coming from, John, and I agree with you. But also, that's just
the world. Like,
it's just the world. I'm not trying to justify it necessarily, but some things are just funny. Not all of it.
Oh my
granted.
gosh. Hold on. I have a call from Seth.
Oh, great. Incoming call from Seth.
Hey,
You
buddy.
guys already doing the podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we're recording it right
communist.
now.
Are you
You
literally
liberal.
doing a podcast right now?
Yep.
I was gonna suggest we could, like, me and Katie would come over and do laundry tomorrow. We could do a podcast.
I mean, we could
and-
probably record another podcast because we have.
So, am I on the podcast?
Yes,
right
you're
now?
on the podcast right now.
Hey guys,
Wait, hold on.
made it
He's
in.
not allowed to be on the podcast. He's a liberal.
Hey,
whoa, Yeah.
hey!
I'm your replacement,
Who's
Seth.
talking?
Nobody.
Kylie's your. I mean, no
Kylie?
one.
Gosh. Oh, I have great news. Luke Grass commented on my comment on his post on Instagram.
Good job. Good job, Seth.
hey,
You're
hey,
another
Lucas.
step forward in becoming a plus gold star like what is that called when you spy on someone?
Stalker?
Stalker, yeah.
Stalker. Okay.
Luke
Michelin
Grass,
star
I will
stalker.
Be your best friend. I desire to be friends with you, man. I don't have to be best friends with you, but friends nonetheless.
Okay, so
Hmm.
are you going to tell us about this comment?
Yeah, what'd he say?
Oh, well, so he posted a picture of him with golf clubs, in a very nice pose. And
Nice.
I said, that is the ultimate human form, or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Peak of human
And then
evolution.
He commented, something like that. Yeah, peak human form. And then he commented back with hearts.
Oh, you guys are friends
Uh,
now.
You're besties.
So basically,
Sounds like you're
besties now.
engaged.
Kylie said it sounds like you're engaged.
Well, Luke
Sorry,
is already
Liv.
married. I'm already married. Just wouldn't work out like that.
So?
But we can be bro buddies.
Bro engaged.
Bro
Yeah,
gay?
we
Bro
can be
gauge.
Bro
gauged.
gauged.
We can be bro gauged.
Yeah, you can have matching gauges.
Bruh.
No, I want to be purest.
Seth, that... what? What did Seth say?
I don't want to be purest.
Oh.
Oh, pure.
Oh, I thought you said I don't want to be divorced.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be that either, man.
I don't blame you.
Anyway, I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay.
You guys enjoy your podcast. You
Hey,
guys
do you have
chill-
anything to
chill
say
vibe.
about 90s kids being like kids born in the 80s growing up in the 90s saying, "Oh, yeah, you probably don't remember that, but you totally do."
You are the most unbelievably pathetic thing on the earth. Anything you
That's what
grew
I
up with
said.
carries any amount of weight for any other generation but yours, and that they can be seen as less or more because of the lacking of their experience that was like yours. You are a deplorable person.
Oh my gosh.
Did you rehearse this?
No, I just pulled this all out of my head right now.
Wow, we should have you on the podcast late at night.
Honestly, we should
I'm
just start recording that at
Barely, and
night.
I have to think less.
Yeah, that's the key. You have to think less. You know what? Next time we'll just get you high.
No.
There are
Also, I had
dispensaries.
Cracker Barrel for dinner. That probably didn't help either.
You lost your
No.
brain cells at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, the game told me I was a Dingamarine moose, and I was like, oh man, it's all over now.
I remember that game.
Shout out to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, shout out
Hey,
to Cracker Barrel.
discover seasonings. It'd make your food better.
Wow, now they're
Wow.
definitely not going to sponsor us.
I don't think I'd want their sponsorship.
Wait, they're actually good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the chicken fried steak was actually good. Their
Nice.
burger was actually good.
What?
It's just that
Really?
I asked. I was talking to my mother-in-law because it's her birthday, and she was like, "Yeah, why would you get the chicken and dumplings? It's the worst thing they have here. It's like gross. It's just gross."
Why
I was
would
like,
you get chicken and
"Oh."
dumplings?
It used to be
Chicken dumplings
good.
is when
Oh,
my mother makes it.
Oh.
Cracker Barrel cannot make
He
good
hasn't
chicken
made it in
dumplings.
a long time.
So it's just that. That is, well, there might be some other bad stuff, but that specifically.
Well,
Very
maybe
bad.
it's
And don't
just the
forget
Cracker
the
Barrel in
titles of Seth.
Somerset.
And just remember, it's the Lord of the Rings, love, lice, leprosy. Lysol, Limp Bizkit, Laryngitis, Larynx, and Lamentations.
Okay, Seth. I'll see you next
Don't
week.
forget. Bye-bye. See you next
Bye.
week, kids.
Bye.
So Seth made it on the podcast.
Somehow.
Kind of on accident. Like this wasn't planned at all.
No.
So I guess
No.
he's not a liberal anymore, and he could have his hot dog back.
Ah, dang it. He's sane again. I don't think I can say that about liberals.
That's a stretch for Seth. He's still crazy, but at least he's not a liberal.
Yes. Oh my.
Oh, okay, that was all the topics I had. I just wanted to rant about 90s kids.
That's fine.
Anyway, would you indulge in telling us a story from your many times on dating apps? Gabe is trying to grab Milano's with his foot. That's nasty.
Okay, so dating apps.
That bad.
Just for the record, I have deleted all of my dating apps lately because I give up. Thank you, a round of applause. I have given up. Not really. I'm just.
Do you want another Milano for that?
No, thank you. I have had way too much sugar today.
See, I have dating apps simply because I want to like convince myself that I'm not surrounded by people that are either A, weird, or B, just straight up unattractive.
That's not how you do that, because that makes
no,
it so
no,
worse.
it's not. But it's like it's this thing, this concept in my mind where it's like, okay, I don't know anyone, and most of the people I see in public are either married or just unattractive or minors. A lot of them are just minors.
Yeah, true. I was gonna say I have that problem as well, but I'm a substitute teacher, so I need to be careful what I say. Anyway.
Yeah, there's enough news stories about that kind of thing.
Yeah, let's not go there. So I did have one of my students ask me if I was single the other day, and I was like, yeah, why? And he was like, I'm just wondering. So I quickly went, yeah, so if you have a single dad or uncle around the age of 30, let me know. He just quickly went, this is the age group I'm going for. But anyway, yes, online
They'll find
dating.
you a man quick.
Huh?
They'll find you a man quick, I guarantee you.
Yeah, they're junior hires. We'll see. Yeah, that class and then another class is going to try to find me a man. We'll see. So, dating apps. They really suck because, especially for girls, I mean, I don't know what it's like on the guys' side of things.
Gabe does.
But I've heard of guys pretending to be girls to see what it's like, and they're like, oh, this really is awful. I'm sorry. But, so in this area...
Upwards is kind of disappointing.
Upward is really boring.
Yes, because you can't interact unless you pay a subscription.
Really? Because I've talked to people on it.
Okay, no, okay. At least for me, you can't talk to anyone.
Huh.
You can't even see the profiles that are people that like you.
Really?
So is it the girls have to talk first?
Oh, really?
What?
Is that how that works?
No, that's on Bumble.
Okay. I know there's some apps that do
you
it
gotta
like
both match with each other to talk to each other. You can't just...
Well, that's the thing. I thought the app told me that I had like one person that liked me, that I liked them. And then it still just did that. It's like, oh, you need to upgrade this to this thing to like...
They changed it.
They may have, and so they actually had this survey for me to take, and I was like, I will take your survey gladly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I basically told them, hey, listen, your app is A, not user-friendly at all.
Mm-hmm.
B, almost pointless because you can't interact with people outside of just saying you like their profile.
Mm-hmm.
And
Weird.
That's it. Like,
I don't
so
think,
a lot
I
of girls
got user error there, but I don't know.
I don't know. Like I try to upload a picture of myself.
Let's download it now and see.
I try to upload a picture of myself onto the app, and the problem is that it doesn't want to format the picture correctly, and so it just doesn't work. And so, yeah, that's a pain. And the only thing that's redeeming about it is some of these girls have the smarts to realize that they can put their Instagram tag into their bio, and I'm like,
I don't trust that.
It's better than no contact at all.
I guess so.
I still like
For guys, it's a red flag. If I see a guy with any especially actually Snapchat is more of a red flag.
Yeah, if it's Snapchat,
for
but
sure.
for this, it's Instagram. So if it's Instagram, it's like, okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
But if it's like you said, if it's Snapchat, then it's like, okay, that's like a 50-50 chance that that's not good.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yep. But anyway, so the guys on dating apps in this area, you have two extremes. You have the hunter fishing extremists. Most of their pictures are them posing with dead animals. Like, okay, if you like to hunt, cool. But if that's the only thing about your personality, I am not interested at all. I'm not into hunting, like, whatever. But if I find a guy who is like, oh, yeah, I like to go hunting once in a while, cool. I love venison. It tastes good, whatever.
Yep.
But if it's your entire personality and you wear camo even when you're not hunting, just no. I'm just not.
It's just a tactical life decision.
Yeah, and I'm just
And
not
you drive
in...
a Dodge Ram truck.
Yes, but you don't actually need it for work. You just
keep it
compensate.
pristine.
No one
There's
needs
not
a
speck of
Dodge
mud on
Ram.
it.
True.
No one needs
And
that.
and you probably tailgate people at night with your lights shining in their
You
windows.
see,
So
pretty much every Dodge Ram truck does that, and
Mhm.
I think it's because it might be the way the truck is designed,
could be,
Look,
because it's like you can't see very well or
but
something.
you don't
If-
need to be tailgating.
Okay.
Oh, you shouldn't.
If you drive a Dodge Ram truck or a GMC Sierra, you are a jerk. That's just a fact. I have never met a person who drives one of those trucks that isn't awful. And I'm looking at you, Luke.
Wow.
Well, what's
Not
kind of funny
grass.
about this
I'm
is that
kidding, Luke.
I too have had largely bad experiences with people like that, except for one guy, and that's because he was like this old man that liked his GMC, and he just worked construction, and he was a decent, nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sure those
But
exist.
that's like one in like what 20?
No, that's like one in like. How many trucks have Ram sold? Like 40 million.
So it's a low number. Anyways, I was gonna piggyback off of Kylie's mention about how like there's a lot of guys on dating apps with like pictures of like their
They're
dead deer that they
animals.
got.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, anytime I see a girl that has like that kind of thing in their profile, and that's usually not the only thing she posts. It's other things too, but it's like, oh, you're an outdoorsy person. I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me is like, listen, I'd like to date you because you're cool, but also I know nothing of hunting because no one in our family hunts. And I've been promised by like probably 20 different like men in churches, yeah, I'll take you hunting. That'd be great. Never happens.
Josiah, if you don't take me
Never
hunting,
happens.
I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Then the other extreme. So we got the crazy hunter country boys, and if you can't tell, I don't like country boys. They're just not my type, you know? And then the other extreme is like crazy liberal college kids. There's no in between.
Oh, there isn't ghetto people. There like.
Oh yeah,
ghetto-
there's ghetto guys. There are
ghetto
a few of
street
those.
guys.
And
yeah.
those guys always like my profile for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I know why. I'm just not gonna say it on the podcast.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I know why actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ghetto guys, and I'm just like, no. I
Yeah.
get ghetto guys and country guys. The liberal guys will like it, and then we'll like talk for like 2 seconds, and they'll realize I voted for Trump, and then be like, we're done. And I'll be like, oh, but only because I just thought he would be better than Hillary. And they're like, no, goodbye. Whatever. But yeah, so I think the story I will tell you about going on a date with somebody I met on
Oh my
Bumble.
goodness.
It was either Bumble or Facebook's dating thing. By the way, don't do Facebook dating. It is a lawless land of weirdos.
Well, yeah, it is Facebook.
It is Facebook. So it's
That's
exactly
not a
what you would
surprise.
expect from a Facebook dating thing.
Yeah.
So first off, I didn't realize he was from like almost an hour away. I forget where he was from. But he asked me
Why?
to choose the place. So I'm like, oh, there's this place called Korea that it's really good Korea food, and I knew they had gluten-free stuff, or at least mostly gluten-free stuff. Yeah, so I get there and he's late. He lets me know that he's running late though. So I'm like, okay. But I was waiting there for quite a while. I think he had to stay and work a little longer, which is like, you know what? At least he's communicating. He's not just brushing me off. That's all right. Things happen. It's fine. He finally walks in, and homeboy was wearing shorts and a t-shirt with the meme on it of the dog sitting on the table and the room is on fire and it says, "This is fine." Yeah, that's what was on his t-shirt. It's just like, he just looked really sloppy.
And a fedora on, and it was actually the dad of those boys I saw at my work.
Nah, no fedora.
Probably not the best choice in t-shirt for a date. But
or shorts.
Here's the thing: was it supposed to be a formal kind of setting, or is it like more casual?
I mean,
it was more casual because it's a first date. However, like, I didn't dress up super fancy. I forget what I wore, but it was better
a dress.
It was not a dress.
It was decently.
I'd never worn a dress on a date actually, because I've only ever had, I mean, besides my one long-term relationship, and even then we didn't really go on a fancy date. Yeah. If you're listening to this, you never took me on that fancy date we talked about. But anyway, you know who you are. But I doubt he's listening. Anyway, yeah. And then I only had, the most dates I had with somebody besides him was 2. And yeah, anyway, it just never got to fancy date thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Here's the thing about dating. Okay, I'm gonna get this out right out the gate. I've only dated one person. That being said, if I go on a date with a girl I find attractive and we have like a mutual like understanding and we're like, yeah, let's go on a date. And if she wears sweatpants, I have respect for that.
Okay.
If you want, like, heck, if like things go well and like we want to get married, you can wear sweatpants to the wedding. You don't have to wear a dress. I respect that.
Look, boys will stand at attention like the good sailormen they are for some sweatpants. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair. Girls we want someone to show that this was important to them and they want to make a good first impression. That being said, my first date with my one long-term relationship, which was my first date ever, he also wore shorts and like an old orchestra t-shirt and his breath stank. And I still dated him for 3 years. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway. So anyway. Oh yeah, so the date. So yeah, he was wearing that and I was like, oh, okay, well, still gonna give him a chance. So we order, and it's one of those places where you order at the counter and then they bring the food out to you later. And she asks, is this together or separate? And the dude hesitates and looks at me. You're on a first date, sir. You pay for the lady. I know this is 2022 and it could go either way, but man.
And some girls don't like it.
And some girls don't. I guess maybe that is why he hesitated, but
it is worth the risk. If they say something about it, drop them.
Yeah.
That is the final test.
There you go. And then it was just the most awkward date ever. Like, he kept talking about how he wanted kimchi and they didn't have kimchi just on the side as a side to order, and just talked about boring things and didn't really ask questions. And it was just there's a lot of awkward silences. It was the most awkward date I ever had. So I get out of that date and I text Lauren because she was wanting to know about it.
Superior Josiah's wife.
Yeah, Superior Josiah's wife. And then I call my friend Lexi and I'm like, girl, that was the most awkward date I have ever had.
Shout out to Lexi.
Yes, shout out to Lexi. Yeah, it was something. And then he texts me later that night and he goes, did you have a good time? And so I'm like, what do I say? And she's like, politely tell him the truth, like say you had a nice time but you didn't feel. So that's what I said. I'm like, well, it was a good time and stuff, but I'm not feeling it. And he goes, me neither. And I'm like, oh God. Okay.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it was.
So that being said, I feel like going on a date with someone would go better is if you were already friends to begin with. Like if you
Yes.
already knew each other beforehand. Let's
Yeah.
say you
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
Which my first date was like, and that's why I didn't mind his not mind him not dressing up a little bit more.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is there? Wow, it's late. Is there anyone you would like to shout out, or any company you'd like to shout out while you're on the podcast?
First, I want to shout out Michelle
Yep.
and Katie and Jessica.
Can we say their last names?
What?
Should we actually say their last names? I can cut it out.
They are both very common last names.
Yeah, but not the last one that you almost said.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You can cut their last names out.
Okay.
Should we just do that over again?
No, it's fine. Keep going.
Okay. Jezrin. Neil while we're at it.
Neil.
Which is his last name, but I won't say his first name.
There's plenty of Neils.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yep, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Disney Plus for
No.
No. Well, I don't pay for it. My brother Ethan pays for it.
Shout out to Ethan for paying for Disney
Plus. Which I haven't started Andor yet. And
I started
want to.
it. It's okay.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, some of their things are getting kind of lame. I'm waiting for season 2 of Loki. Just saying.
Yep.
We'll see if I
Me too.
actually watch it or not. But, yeah, that's what I want to say. I just realized I do have more crazy dating stories of guys I only talked to, but we don't need to go
Nah,
into
we
that.
could save that for another time.
We could save it for another
How long
I
have
think
we?
we have-
What's our timestamp?
We are crossing over an hour here.
Oh, dear.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we were planning on only going for like 30 or 40 minutes, and we hit it to an hour pretty quick. So
That's
it was
good.
actually a much better episode than I think, and I think it was actually usable.
That's
No.
We can
surprising.
use some of this.
No way.
I do have a shout out though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out to Microtech Knives. You make wonderful automatic knives.
Yeah.
I actually oiled mine that I got last year, and it functions nicely. Yeah, you make great knives.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Also, shout out to Brahms for actually having some good chocolate milk this time, because I've been getting chocolate milk from you guys and it's been sucking terribly, and this is actually pretty stinking good. Also, shout out to Pepperidge Farm. I'm looking forward to Pepperidge Farm Body of Christ.
Yep. So that, and plus we need a combination crossover of a Microtech knife that is color themed after Pepperidge Farms cookies. 'Cause that
After
needs to exist.
Milano, yeah.
If we
Yeah,
put
well.
red food coloring in chocolate milk, would that be a good substitute for the blood of Christ?
I think it would need to be red
I think
velvet.
I think it's that's red velvet milk.
Red velvet
That
milk.
sounds so
Yeah.
gross to me right now.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it's just this, but like
Red.
richer and red.
It wouldn't
I
be
guess so.
richer unless you mixed in some kind of cream cheese stuff in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Cool Whip.
So
That's not cream cheese.
here's the thing.
I know, but
Seth was only on this podcast for a short amount of time, and this podcast may
So
be
he's
usable this time. Is he the one
98% a liberal.
is he the reason why our podcast becomes unusable?
Or is it because I'm not there?
That could be it.
Mm.
I don't know. Seth does like to destroy things. He does it on purpose. So.
Fair enough.
I don't know, but this was usable. Is there any swear words someone would want to say just to make this
We
unusable?
could
real
call
quick?
Seth and
Oh, he's asleep though. I'll try. Should I call
yeah,
Ethan?
he says he's gonna be asleep, but I don't.
Okay,
know.
I'll try Seth, and if he doesn't pick up, I'll call Ethan.
Yeah, because we need to make it unusable, and we need I don't know something offensive.
Wow.
Surprisingly, we didn't talk about politics. Usually, that's pretty offensive.
I don't like talking about politics. It's what ruined
It's
my
fair.
last relationship.
That's actually true.
It actually is true.
Oh.
See if he picks up. Come on.
Hello, this is Seth Halter. I am not at the phone right now. Probably because I'm not at my phone right now.
What's that? Dude. I'm so glad I waited for that.
That was great.
That's amazing. Oh, he called me back. Hold on. Dude, your voicemail is amazing.
Yeah, what do you want?
The podcast was too usable. Can you say something offensive? Okay,
There we
thank you.
go.
It was completely unusable. We gotta go. Bye. See you later, everybody. I can't use any of this. Bye. I'm out of here.
It just takes one bad apple to ruin the bunch.
Yes.
Yep. All right. I am getting out of here. Good night, guys.
No.
Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Hope the vampires don't
Also-
bite your toes or something.
What did you say, Seth?
I said also.
Oh,
No.
that's
Oh.
nice, Seth.
Pretty sure Seth is a bad pear, not a bad apple.
Uh.
I'll be leading prayers Sunday morning at 9 a.m.
What?
That's true.
He's leading prayer at church now.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Why?
Josh trusts us for some reason.
Well,
Does he even listen to this podcast?
apparently not.
All right.
Josh, you need to start listening to the full podcast. Therefore, you would understand why Seth should not be leading prayer.
All right. I'm out of here. Good night, guys.
No.
Bye-bye.